Today on Golf Destination, we get a unique look inside a golfing community on the south coast of Massachusetts, the Bay Club in the quaint seaside community of Mattapoisett. This 18-hole facility has great golf and a whole host of amenities. We'll take you on an exclusive visit next. Hello and welcome to Golf Destination. I'm Bob Halloran. Today, we're going to visit a private golfing community in one of Massachusetts' quaint seaside towns, the Bay Club in Mattapoisett on the south coast. Greg Yeomans is the general manager and has been involved with the Bay Club since its inception in 2004.
Best way to describe the Bay Club is it's a private residential gated community that from a country club perspective we think brings the best in class for the suite of amenities that we have to offer. Also just a beautiful landscape around with great property, over 600 acres, and bringing really a sense of community to everybody that comes through the gates. Outside of the residential footprint, we're a property that's over 600 acres large. We have a full suite of amenities, starting with obviously our championship golf course, and then we go to our sports and activity center, which houses our state-of-the-art fitness center, our full swimming pool, and then certainly tennis program with rackets, both including pickle and paddle. So for us, that is really kind of our outdoor activities, and then everybody gets to dine. So we like to think we have a food and beverage program that is unmatched, frankly, in the area, and ultimately leads to great programming around the club. We have a really unique location down here in Mattapoisett, right? We're about 45 minutes outside of Providence, maybe just about an hour outside of Boston, which is great to have access to those large cities. But at the end of the day, we have this quaint little town on the coast that really is a really quiet place that all of our members love to kind of be part of. And it's not just a seasonal thing. Well, of course, like any coastal town, we get a little busier in the summer months. It's a year-round property and it's a year-round area, and we have members that are here full-time inside the gates and in the community that get to use the country club. We have a lot of things that keep our members attracted here year-round, right? So obviously it's great to have the golf course open and beautiful weather and all those outdoor sports that we have with the pool and the rackets program. But we have a full state-of-the-art fitness center. We have programming that's going year-round, whether it's special lectures or talks, and of course food and beverages year-round. And then for those avid golfers, we convert our cart barn into a winter golf center in the winter time. So, and it's with state-of-the-art, launch monitors and stuff like that. So it's really something that we're doing a lot of things, not just with programming, but just continuing to invest in our amenities to make sure members are able to use the club year-round. For us, we're proud of all the amenities that we offer, because at this day and age, in this market and this landscape with country clubs, it's not just about golf. While that's very important to us, we have to offer those other things, and that's why we invest money into certainly our gym, into our rackets program. We just added pickleball courts last summer, right? We also added a poolside restaurant and bar, or what we call Salties, near the pool. So obviously we're still continuing to invest in that. And then the food and beverage program. It's not just having dinner service available to our members, it's the programming, it's the special things, it's the wine dinners, it's the special evenings that we try to coordinate and make possible for our members, so they always have something fun to look forward to. For us, what's important as a team is it's all about hospitality. At the end of the day, we want to make sure when the members come through the gates, okay, that they are getting that member experience, they're seeing value in why they're a member of the Bay Club. Obviously, that just doesn't come by showing up and saying we're going to do it. It's also an idea of continuous improvement. So we learn from our members. We have members that are engaged in committees as part of our programming, and we love that feedback because we hopefully can build off of that and just make it better and better every day. So for me, the golf course it's just, we've always kind of prided ourselves on being in the finest condition, right? That's really been important to us. When Brad Faxon and his partner Brad Booth designed the golf course, right, they wanted to make sure you could hit driver on every hole, and they've done that. Obviously the fairways were pretty generous. We've pinched a lot of those areas in, and we've added some fescue and surrounding, but ultimately it becomes a second shot golf course, right? You get to hit the big guy, but then you better be precise when you're coming into the greens, because the greens are really big. And people don't think about lag putting too much, but that's a big skill here. and then we're well bunkered. You know, we have a lot of bunkers out on the golf course, both in the fairway area and the green side. And so if you're not precise, you're going to pay for that a little bit. So that's where the challenge comes from. We're going to let you hit the driver almost every hole, but you make sure you're precise and on the right side of the fairway when you're approaching those greens if you really want to score low. The beauty of a bay club to me is it's really got a tee for everybody. You know, somebody might say, well, you can score at the bay club. We don't see that often. If you play from the back tees, you know, you are going to be challenged on every single hole. You know, when it comes to the golf course itself, we can be as competitive as you want to be from a challenge perspective.
The Bay Club's golf course has hosted many state events, and it's a stern test of golf, one of very few in Massachusetts that can be stretched to over 7,000 yards. Ben Egan is the head golf professional there, and he tells us more.
So the layout of the Bay Club, we're classified as an English heathland style course. So the original design had basically wall-to-wall bluegrass. The board and committees decided to change it and put in a lot of fescue areas for agronomical reasons and to become a signature Audubon course. So we have a lot of tall fescue. You can get to it, but I say if you hit it in the fescue, you've kind of hit it to the wrong spot. But terrain's pretty flat, not a lot of hills, but it's pretty. You know, you see the fescue kind of blowing through the wind, and greens are really firm, really fast. So the golfer who plays well at the Bay Club is someone who's got a good approach game and good lag putting. We've got big greens here. We're friendly off the tee, so being able to hit an approach shot to the right area of the green where the pin is key. If not, you know, you'll have some 60, 70-foot putts, and with the speeds that the greens roll, that can make for a long day. A lot of our bunkers have kind of the tall fescue grass that whispers out of the top of them. Not crazy deep. There are a few greenside bunkers that are pretty deep and penal if you get into them. Pat, our new superintendent, I think this is his 4th year. He's really changed the place around and gotten it firm fast. The conditions have changed. They'll start to see this year. The rough is going to get grown out a little bit. We're hosting the England PGA Section Championship with Mattapoisett this year, so we're going to try to dial up the course a bit for that. But it's honestly, it'd be ready to go today if we had to. My favorite hole here at the Bay Club is probably the 13th. It's a strong par 4. It's rated number 2 on our scorecard index, hardest on the back 9. Whole right side, you've got some mounds and fescue, and the left side's all covered with fescue, and the green sits at a kind of kidney-shaped angle, and you just have to hit a good shot in there. So you know, you can drive it out to the left. It looks like you probably don't want to hit it left, but that's actually where you want to go. So a drive out to the left center of the fairway can open up a little view to the green, but the green's slopes severely back to front, so if you hit it long, and some players, especially if you're playing the back tee, you're going to have, you know, probably a 7-6 iron into that green, and it's not that deep because it sits horizontally, so it makes the approach shot difficult. And then if you've got a chip or a putt that's rolling downhill, you can have some fun and some trouble. So our practice facility, you could argue, is probably one of the best in New England. You know, we have a 300+ yard range. We've got tee boxes on both ends, plenty of target greens. We do have a great short game area back at the back end of the range. I call it Shangri-La. It's just a cool place to go back and practice. You can hit wedge shots from 80 yards to 15 yards, a bunch of different bunkers back there. So practice facilities are great. They get a lot of use. We actually have a lot of people who just come out and, you know, they sit at the range all day hitting balls, which is neat. We do have a few different memberships here at the club. Obviously, full golf, you get access to everything. So they've got the golf course, they've got the tournaments, the restaurant, the pool, the fitness center. We do have social membership as well, and social members get access to the restaurant, fitness center, tennis, and paddle and pickle.
Next, we meet the person in charge of keeping the Bay Club in excellent condition, and we tour the front 9 at the Bay Club when Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. Keeping a golf course in peak playing condition while also being the highest rated course in Massachusetts by Audubon International is no easy task. But we spoke with Superintendent Pat Meehan, and he's able to do just that.
The style of golf course, I think, is we have wide fairways, very welcoming off the tee, but it's also you have to be fairly careful about your angles coming into green. So it's misleading how wide the fairways are, but you definitely have to be. It's a second shot golf course in my aspect, where when it gets firm, you have to be in the right place. The greens are very big. It's easy to three putt, so it's easy to play. It sometimes can be, when the wind is up like today, it can be definitely difficult to score though. It's highly maintained private golf course. We try and really offer the memberships the best playing conditions we can, day in and day out. Our motto is really that we're one day ready, member guests one day ready any day of the week. So if you come out and play with some guests or members play, you're really going to be pleased with the conditions of the golf course. We've come a long way, I think. We've really tried to hone in on our cultural practices on the greens, tees, and fairways, trying to produce a firm and fast golf course for the membership day in and day out. The golf course has always been in great shape before I got here. We just tried to elevate it. In my eyes, if you're not getting better tomorrow, you're probably sliding back, because the competition in the area for well-maintained golf courses is very high, so we're just trying to do everything we can to produce the best golf course for the membership. The summertime is really, the grind, where you're day in and day out. Our schedule is really a lot of mowing, spraying, really just preparing the golf course for the members play day in and day out. The off season, when we get into the fall, late fall, we really kind of switch gears into our cultural practice program, where we're doing a lot of aerifying, top dressing to playing surfaces. And then the winter, people always ask me what we do in the winter, and I say work 40 hours a week instead of 60 or 70, and that's when we get a lot of our tree work done, projects, brush removal. So it's kind of a good ebb and flow between the very busy during the summer and then staying busy working on projects in the winter. So I'd have to say what I like most about being a golf course superintendent would definitely have to be the projects. I do love producing a good playing surface for the members during the summer, and that's what it's about. But it's definitely in the off season when you're able to break away from some of that stuff and actually do some build tees, tree removal, and make large impacts on the property. I definitely say that's where I enjoy most of my time. So 2 years ago, we were fortunate enough to work with Tanto Irrigation in Rainbird, and we put a new system in the golf course, new irrigation system, which has been working great. That's one of our major projects that we've completed in the past couple years. We do many projects in-house. All of our tree removal and brush removal is performed in-house during the winter. We've built numerous tees on the golf course. We are actually about to enter a master plan with Ian Andrew, and we're very excited about that, about the possibility of new bunkers, some possible new tees, and any new grassing lines that he has to offer. So we're very, very excited about the possibility of doing that work in the near future.
Now let's take a look at the front nine at the Bay Club. The opening hole starts you off easy enough with a slight dogleg right par 4. Bunkers are on the left and right side of the fairway in the landing area. The green has bunkers protecting with a deep one on the right side to this somewhat narrow green. The second hole is also a par 4 to be played around 400 yards. It offers a slight dogleg left. 2 fairway bunkers again protect both sides of the landing area. The approach is to a green with several pin positions and 2 bunkers protecting it. The third hole is another par 4, but this time it gets even longer and most likely will be played around the mid-400s. The demand is to hit 2 good shots on this long hole to have a chance at birdie or save par. The fourth is the first par 3, and it will require a mid to long iron. The pin, if tucked behind the front bunker, is difficult to go at. Middle of the green is always a great choice. The fifth is a medium-sized par 4. The far bunker on the right side is reachable from the tee. Stay to the left side of the fairway. 2 very deep bunkers protect this green, so accuracy on your approach is a must. The sixth is the first par 5 and a 3-shot hole for most, but not for all. The fairway bunker protecting the dogleg is very reachable. The green is somewhat elevated and large with 2 bunkers protecting the right side. Definitely room to run it up there. The 7th is another par 4 that is of medium distance. It can be played all the way back to 359 yards. Bunkers litter the fairway for mishit shots, and a lone bunker protects the left side. The 8th is a 400-yard par 4. Sand bisects the fairway on this slight dogleg right, so be careful on the tee. The approach is to another raised green with sand protecting it. You finish the front side with a demanding par 3 of over 200 yards. It's all carry as bunkers front the green. You've completed 9 holes, but there is still plenty of challenging play left when you take on the back 9. Coming up, we visit the back 9 at the Bay Club when Golf Destination presented by Goslings of Bermuda continues.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Bob Halloran. Now let's tour the back 9 at the Bay Club in Mattapoisett. The par 4 10th can be played to around 360 yards. Avoid the bunkers in the fairway, which are about 240 yards out from the member tees. The green is large with multiple pin locations. The 11th is a par 5 that plays as a double dogleg. The fairway narrows in the landing area of your tee shot. There are no bunkers on the hole. It just requires 3 good shots to an undulated green. The 12th is a par 3 of about 160 yards. Visions of Pinehurst number 2 come to mind as you hit into a raised green with 5 deep bunkers protecting the putting surface. The 13th is a 400-yard par 4. You will need to hit your tee shot over 200 yards just to carry the bunker on the left side. Mounds protect the right side of the hole as it turns to the right. 2 bunkers protect the front of this elevated green. The 14th is a long par 3 of over 200 yards. The green is large with a slight ridge through the center of the green. The 15th is a true 3-shot par 5 measuring up to 570 yards. Favor the left side of the fairway because on the right there's trouble. There are 3 bunkers on the left to avoid. Set yourself up for a short iron on your approach to a green with 3 bunkers protecting it. The 16th is a dogleg left par 4 of nearly 400 yards. Thread the needle at the dogleg as 3 bunkers await. Solve that puzzle and you should have a chance at birdie on your approach to a large green. The 17th is a demanding par 4 of up to 470 yards. Needless to say, par is a good score here. Bunkers protect the slight bend left of the fairway, but you will need to reach back to get everything out of your tee shot. Once in the landing area, it will be a mid but more likely a long iron to an elongated green with only 1 bunker protecting it. The closing hole is a straightforward and rather long par 4. Use the bunkers on your right side as an aiming point as the right side of the fairway is better. Don't miss your shot right though, as you will undoubtedly find a bunker. The Bay Club is a championship course that offers both length and shot making. It's a course you can play again and again. Ahead, we look at what it takes to become an Audubon International certified silver status, and we learn of the vital statistics when Golf Destination presented by Goslings of Bermuda continues.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Bob Halloran. The Bay Club is the only silver signature sanctuary in Massachusetts, and the staff takes great pride in that.
The Audubon International designation that we had at an early, right from the beginning, it was an investment that developers actually had at the very beginning to making sure that they did certain things, check certain boxes, right? And then that's been sustained through the golf course superintendent team and actually the golf operations team really from the beginning.
So I'm very fortunate here to work with a great group of members on our Bay Club Conservancy group. And they spend a lot of time and volunteer their time working to improve the environment around the golf course, We have many bird houses, beehives, and milkweed plants that help the pollinators, and working with those members is a pleasure. They love to help out any way they can. We try and help out as much as we can, and I will say I've worked at a lot of different clubs, and this is the first club that I've worked at that has been, the members have been so willing to help us and work towards the same goal. So when they built the golf course 22 years ago, there were certain standards and things that had to be met during the building of the golf course. We still follow those guidelines to this day. We are very conscious of the environment. I consider myself a steward to the environment.
Some of the cool benefits that I've been able to observe and we get to experience is not just the involvement from the membership, but it's just the involvement, whether it's in our harvesting of honey with the bees that we have out on our 11th hole. We're really important for us as the monarch butterflies, and we have a very sustainable program there in actually generating milkweed and harvesting that. And we have bluebird boxes all over the place here at the club. So, and those are just a couple of things. And then it's passing it down to the younger generation. That's been really important for this committee to make sure that we're passing it down and the younger members are getting exposed to the greatness of the environment around us.
The Bay Club's championship layout can be played to over 7,000 yards, with the membership generally playing the blue set at just over 6,400 yards. The slope and ratings suggest an above-average test no matter what tees you choose. For information about the club, the amenities, or even real estate, you can find them online at bayclubmat.com or by simply calling them at 508-207-9200. Thanks for joining us today on Golf Destination. I'm Bob Halloran.
Produced by the Atlantic Production Group.